friend. I am coming to you today fresh-faced, no makeup, because today we are going to get ready together. Gonna go through like a whole very easy, quick, simple makeup routine and then share with you how I've been curling my short hair. It is quite short right now. And I'm just going to show you kind of what I do every day for like a little bit curl, sort of like a natural beachy loose wave look. So you'll be able to shop everything from the carousel down below, all the products I'm using. If we haven't met before, my name is Megan. I blog at honeywearhome.com. I love sharing fashion and fitness, beauty, home decor, life with two little kiddos, all the things. So without further ado, one thing I am now religious about is sunscreen. So I wear sunscreen on my face every day because I don't want any more sunspots and I don't want any more wrinkles, not to mention skin cancer. So one of my very favorite sunscreens is this one by CeraVe, and it's a moisturizer as well as SPF. So this is a great just for every day. It gives you broad spectrum 30. So I've already put that on earlier today and let it soak in and all of that. A lot of times what I do is when I'm doing skincare, I will kind of sit in front of my little handheld fan, or like the little fan that goes on my vanity, and it kind of speeds up the drying time. Another thing I have already done is used the LUMIFY eye drops. Now these are amazing because they just brighten your eyes right away. So having good skin, bright eyes, all of that makes you just look so much better. So these are great. They're just little eye droplets that make your eyes look fresh and wide awake, even if you're not feeling that fresh and wide awake. But what I typically will do when I'm doing my hair or doing my makeup is use these little barrettes. So these are like, I want to say clip free. They're
no bend, no crease.
No crease, no bend hair clips. So you can use them to just get your hair out of your face like so that you can do your makeup and not get it all in your hair. So these are awesome. They're like $5. You get a whole set of like 8, I want to say. And then I like to keep handy my clean skin towel, clean skin club towels handy. So I use these after I wash my face. The idea behind these is that instead of using your towel, which you don't wash every day, probably you're not getting that bacteria and all of that on your skin. So I use these out of the shower, and then I just keep them handy because if I have any makeup residue or anything like that, I just use these to wipe it off. And then when I'm done, if I have like water at the sink or anything, I just wipe up the sink and then toss them. So they're very multifunctional, and I like to keep these handy. So we're gonna start with concealer, and I use the Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Creamy Concealer. This one is actually formulated for more mature skin. I'm 49, I just turned 49. I have a little mirror right here if you see me looking this direction.
I'll show a picture of it.
Okay, yeah, so here's the mirror I'm actually using, which I keep on my vanity. So right here, it goes to 5 times, and it also lights up. But this one, I feel like some concealers, if it's not the right formula, it's like made for a 20-year-old skin, and it just makes you look like you are 500 years old. So I don't like that. So, and I just do a teensy bit. I don't feel like you need a huge amount of concealer, literally just a few dots under your eye, and then I blend with this little faux beauty blender that I got on Amazon. I like to use it wet and typically with warm water, and then it'll double in size. You can see it's got like a little flat edge that really helps you get in certain little tight creases. Anyhow, I just dab this all under my eye here, kind of taking it down, and then even onto my lid. I don't think I brought out my primer, my eyeshadow primer, but this can kind of help you act as an eyeshadow primer to keep everything like nice and smooth and prevents like all that clumping. So basically now we're already a little bit brighter at the eye area. This would be the point where if I was not out of my translucent powder, I would use it with the little triangle puff. I use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, but I'm out of it. So you can just use the little triangle puff to kind of set your concealer if you do that step. I don't typically wear foundation for every day, but I do like a pressed powder that gives me like a coverage like foundation, because I do like coverage. My skin's kind of combination, and I have some spots that tend to get really oily, so I like this Tarte pressed powder. And you just kind of, you don't even have to use it everywhere if you don't need it, but I just kind of like press it in all over my face. And if you happen to have any questions while you're watching this, you can chat with me, and you can also hit the follow button. We do Amazon Lives like 2 to 3 times a week. Earlier this week I did, what did we do yesterday? Bags, the best bags. I had like 40 bags, crazy amount of bags. And then tomorrow we're gonna do my favorite accessories, so that'll be a fun one. So as you can see, I'm just kind of pressing, and look how much, can you see how much more like smooth and matte and everything is, and I kind of just bring it down. So just wherever you need it, or you can do all over like I like to do, to kind of get the shine removed and give you sort of like a blank canvas to work with. But once you have concealer and you have a pressed powder, you have a beautiful canvas to work from, but you don't have it, you've lost like all of your dimensions. So we want to bring that in with either like contour or bronzer or something like that. So I'm just gonna do my bronzer sort of as a contour. This is the NARS Laguna. It's so beautiful, like such a beautiful, beautiful color. It's only $14 on Amazon. And I am going to take one of the Be Small brushes. Now these are a great set of brushes. Let me just show you. And they come with so many different like shapes and sizes. So they really work well for like all of your makeup needs. But I'm gonna take one that is a little bit angled and a flat surface, so you can see like this, because it's gonna go really nicely when I place the bronzer like right kind of where I would put contour, right here sort of in the hollows of the cheek, bringing it up like right above the ear, and then I kind of will take it around my forehead and then even down into my jawline. So you just need a little bit, dab it in. Wherever you put your brush first is gonna deposit the most pigment. So I'm gonna start way up here and kind of go down like so, and then give it a little blend, if you can see. And then the same thing on this side. I usually do not spend a ton of time on my makeup. I have to get up and get going, but I do like to bring it down along the jaw. And then maybe I'll take a little, this is the EcoTools. I like these two, and I like this type of brush. So you can see how it's kind of narrow, and I can do this, dab it in, and just do a little down my nose, which kind of gives you, and I do it all the way from the brow down, and that'll just kind of give you a slight contour to your nose, and then just sort of like blend it out. And then blush. So for blush, I am using the Tarte Amazonian Clay. I think this is called Natural Beauty. It comes in a ton of different shades. You can choose whichever one you like best. This is kind of, I don't tend to change up my blush too much. And then I'll just take like a little kind of fluffy brush from, this is that BS Small. Another good little blush that I put in the carousel is the e.l.f. It's got 4 different shades. It's really affordable, but I really like this one. This is the one I use most often. So if you can see here, now we've got a little color, we got a little dimension. You can, you know, swipe a little, however you see fit. And then I like to go in and line my upper lash line with liner. So I really like this one by Tarte. It's called the Double Take. So this one's a pencil. I've actually already used all of the pencil, and it just turns up. And then this one is like a marker felt tip pen, really fine. And the way I apply it is sideways like this. And that way I feel like I get a much smoother line. I start at the outer corner and kind of bring it about halfway in, and then the same thing over here. So I usually start like this, and I just keep it down very close to my lash line. And then I'll take this side this way and like dab it just to make sure it is actually touching the lash line. And what this does is really amplify and magnify your lashes. So like so. And then I do the same thing on the other side, but my other side, it's easier for me to start more on the inside and pull out. But I feel like if you do it this way, putting your liner straight horizontal and just like gently sliding it, it makes for a much smoother line as opposed to trying to go like upwards like this. And then it makes a nice thin line that's not too heavy. And then for my lower lash line, I will just take a, let's see, like a pencil, not a pencil. I'll take a little, like an angled brush like this. This is the EcoTools, and I'll just put it in eyeshadow. Oh my gosh, normally I do eyeshadow before my eyeliner. No wonder I'm backwards. Okay, let me go ahead and do shadow. So this is the Tartelette in Bloom powder. You can see it's very well loved. But what I'll typically do is take a lighter shade and kind of sweep it all the way across my lid. So just like a little fluffy brush, something like this. This is from the BS Mall. So just like a light color like this. Again, normally I do it before my liner, but I got out of order here. Kind of trying to talk it through. So here you go, just kind of giving yourself a nice neutral base to work with. And then what I'll do to create a little more dimension overall is go in with a darker color. And I like to use a brush that is like a little bit smaller for that, so that you don't get it, there we go, I'll use this one, so that you can control where it's going. So like I'll do maybe this shade I like, and what I kind of do is I'll go into like a V just halfway, so kind of like where your iris is, so just kind of like this, and then down here like so, you can see, so kind of like a windshield wiper and then a V, so on both sides. And then I just kind of blend it so you don't get any harsh lines. And so far I've just used 2 colors, but if I want to be a little extra fancy, I will go in and I can just use my little ring finger for this with kind of this little shimmery color and just place it basically from like the tear duct to like halfway on each side. And what that does is just kind of adds a little pop. Oops, a little heavy-handed there, but just super easy. And you can even take a little bit on a brush and apply it under the brow. That's going to really help your eyes pop. So I would take something more like this little fine brush here, and just a tad, or maybe even this color, because I don't want it to really be too standing out, but just to give a little brightness under the brow. Okay, next up is eyebrows, which is something I am very passionate about. I feel like if you do your whole face of makeup and you don't do your brows, it's just not gonna look finished. So, but before brows, let me just show you while I'm still on the eyeshadow. So if you take a little angled brush like so and put it in your eyeshadow color, you can just run it along the bottom of your lash here and blend. And then you get a little eyeliner, but it's not like a harsh pencil. So just kind of run it, I kind of run it about to the middle of my eye. Of course you can bring it further in, but the more you bring it in, I feel like it's gonna make your eye shape like more closed, and I want mine more bright and open. So I just take it to about like the middle. Okay, so that is that. You can also get this wet and dip it in your eyeshadow and apply it on the top for like a little bit darker, deeper shade. Okay, now speaking of brows, I really like the RevitaLash brow pencil. It comes with a spoolie on one side and then the brow pencil on the other side. I'm using the color Soft Brown, so you just want to brush your lashes sort of up and away. And then using like small brush-like strokes, you just want to go over the shape of your natural brow, just filling in any like sparse spots. So I do have my brows microbladed. However, like right here is where I really don't have hair. You're just seeing the shading from the microblading. So I really need to kind of give that a little love. And then I just sort of go all the way up. And then there's like a little sparseness right here on my brow. So I definitely need to fill that in. And then I just bring it down to like right where the tail kind of naturally ends, and maybe just extend it just a tad more. You want it to be kind of like this to end there. So then I do the other side. I usually start at the part by my nose and then go just fill in throughout. There you go, the top, and then you can see I kind of have like a little cut, like a little missing here. So that's where I need to fill in. And then I just use the spoolie, kind of brush everything up like so. Looks way more defined, way more uniform, like just very much a little bit more finished, if you will. And then mascara. Mascara is my absolute favorite. I have several mascaras I like, and I've gotten really attached to my tubing mascaras. I think I linked the Tarte one in the carousel, but I actually ran out of it. So today I'm just gonna do my Grande Lash Mascara, which is a beautiful mascara that really gives you a nice lash. Here's how the brush looks. But I like to curl my lashes always first, just so that it gives them a little bit of lift and really kind of opens your eye. So just start towards the lash line and give it a press and hold, and then I'll kind of do one again at the middle, and maybe just like a little at the end. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this one is like way more curled up, and it just opens up your eye and leaves it a lot more bright and wide awake. And then this one's still sort of not curled. So you don't need to press hard or for that long, I don't find, but it just helps so much. And then I go in with mascara, which really makes me look wide awake. I mean, even when I don't wear makeup, I usually wear mascara. It just makes me feel more like I've got my life together and I look alive and awake. And you can already see just like one little coat wiggling from the base to the end, the difference. It's like such a dramatic difference from lash to no lash. And I also will take my brush and kind of wiggle it down on my lower lashes. I feel like if you don't do the lower lash, it just looks incomplete. So you really only need one coat of this, but if you want like extra drama in your lashes, you could wait a little bit and apply a second coat. We're just gonna stick with the one coat today. And just to, for time's sake, I'm not gonna put on the false lashes, but I have a video of the whole thing. I feel like this needs to dry a little bit more, and so I don't wanna make y'all sit and wait, but these are so good. These are lashes where you don't need lash glue. They have the adhesive already on them, and you apply it to your underneath you apply it underneath your normal lash, your natural lash, and they just stick on. And then they're in little tiny wispies, so you can put on as many as you want or as few. When I use these, I'll usually just do 2 focused on the outer corner to just give like that extra bit of volume. And they come with the little press on holder, and this really helps you to use these and get them on really well. So I feel like these are really natural looking in the natural, but the spiky, you can also get them in spiky, and that's a lot more dramatic. But these are the natural, and I feel like they look so good and so easy to apply. And then when you're ready to remove them, you just gently pull them off, no damage to your lash or anything like that. So that's amazing.
Lucy Rand is asking if the mascara you used helps your lashes grow.
No, the mascara, I wouldn't say it helps them grow, but it does have conditioning peptides, so I think it is like supports your lash health. But I do use the Grande Lash like serum, and that I feel like really helps your lashes grow. I think this just sort of protects what you already have with the conditioning peptide. That's a good question though. I do really like, and I use it every night, the Grande Lash Serum. Okay, so last step. Basically, this is my full face of makeup here. Sometimes I'll take like a big fluffy brush like this. It's from Tarte. Really nice soft bristles, and kind of just blend everything in like so. I feel like it gives me a little bit more of like a matte finish and just makes everything look nice and pulled together. But my final step would be lips. And I love just using my Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. It's so nice. It's lip plumping. It gives you a nice bit of shine. The colors are great, and they just go on like so. I keep one in my bag at all times, like in my purse. And then they're just so nice. So here you go. And they smell good too. Yeah, very moisturizing. I love them. I love, love, love. I cannot say enough good things about this. And I feel like this is just perfect. You don't have to deal with liner. You don't have to deal with like a separate lipstick. Just one little swipe of this is perfect. Another lip product I really like is the Verse Silk Slip Tinted Lip Oil. This one is in Blossom, and this is really, really nice. It's a pigmented lip oil, so it's also very moisturizing to your lips and feels great on, and gives you just like a perfect like hint or kiss of color. So final step, and I don't do this every day, but if you really want to make sure your makeup is going to set all day, you can do the Urban Decay setting spray. Just give it a little shake, and then you kind of want to hold it a good, foot away from your face, and you can kind of do it in an X motion. You want to close your eyes, not make any wrinkles or anything, and spray. And just kind of let it sit. This is another time when that little fan comes in handy, because you can kind of fan your face and make sure that it dries quickly. Okay, if y'all have any questions, I can answer in the chat while I'm going through this, but we're gonna move on to hair. So I like to wash my hair like every few days, depending on how sweaty I get during my runs or my workouts. What I usually do is start with my little Tangle Teaser brush to brush it out. But if I need to take a shower and I don't want to wash my hair or get it wet, I will use this little shower cap here. And it's really nice, and got a nice elastic, and it's lined. And then it obviously it's like this plastic material here with a cute pattern, but it keeps your hair completely dry, and it doesn't make it frizzy or anything like that. Actually just made an appointment to get hair color. So March 22nd, I'm trying to wait a little bit longer in between visits, but I'm due. So I brush out with a little Tangle Teaser all my tangles and all of that. I like this brush because there's no little balls at the end, so it brushes out really nice and clean. If I did wash my hair while I'm doing my makeup, I'll usually put my hair up in this little hair towel wrap. It's like a microfiber little towel wrap, and then it has this button here, so it keeps your hair nice and secure off your face while you do your makeup. I don't know, I'm curious what order you go in. I normally do makeup and then hair. This also really helped in the winter when it was so cold and my hair is wet. I feel like it helped me stay warm while I was getting my makeup on and all of that. So if I need dry shampoo, the Living Proof dry shampoo, this one's almost out, is a really good one. And I will just you can use this little comb. I use this to section my hair when I'm curling it, but also sometimes it's nice to just section it off, and I'll just do it I'll spray the dry shampoo in a couple different places by my roots, like here, and I'll do another one like here, at my part, here, And then in the back, I'll just kind of section it in the middle. And then I'll do one more little section like so. And then I like to let it like sit for a second and absorb, and I can use my hands to get it all absorbed. This one gives you some volume too, which I really like, and it smells really good. So it just absorbs those like greasiness and all of that out of your hair. Okay, then let's see. So if we were going to start with wet hair before I apply any heat or anything, I would use the Living Proof Restore Perfecting Spray. So what this does is it helps you, it protects it, and it also gives you like an extra shine. So I put this on my wet hair when it's clean. If I was starting with, oh my God, I did the wrong, did I do this? I'm not sure which one I just sprayed, but this is the dry shampoo that you use, like, you know, your regular dry shampoo. This one is the one I use at the end of the texture spray. So I feel like I just put this one on, but I can't remember which one I grabbed. Anyhow, so if I'm starting from scratch with wet hair, you want a heat protectant, something like this. If I'm starting with dry hair, I would use the Dry Bar spray as a heat protectant, and then dry shampoo, and then this one goes at the end, the texture spray. But I dry my hair with the T3 hair dryer. I really like this one if I'm not using the hair dryer brush, but if I'm using this one, I will use it with the T3 round brush to dry. And then today and most days, I curl my hair with the T3 1-inch curling iron. Now this one's really nice. You twist it up to make it hotter or cooler. I usually put it on 2 little bars. I feel like that works just fine for my hair. I also have it in the 1 1/4 inch, which gives you a little bit more, a bigger curl. And then I will often use the straight iron as well. If my ends are a little bit like flippy or got too curly, I will use the flat iron at the end to just kind of straighten everything out and make it more modern looking. So let me show you what I typically do when I curl my hair. So I'll do it in sections, and I'll pull the top section up like this and just put it in a little clip. I have Dry Bar clips that I really like to use, little alligator clips, but I didn't bring that today, so I'm just gonna put it up in a little claw clip, like so. And then I start, I'm always like a creature of habit. I start on the left side and just take a little section with my comb. I saw, gosh, it's like Small Things blog. Her name is Kate. She's a hairdresser. No longer, but she was. And this is the comb she recommended, so that's the one I got. I was influenced. I hold the curling iron straight up and down and just do like one little curl and leave the tail out. Just hold it for like a few seconds. And then usually what I try to do is twist and pull down because I don't want the ends curled. So if I'm in a hurry, I just curl them all the same direction, but I'll do this one the same way, holding the curling iron straight up and down, starting right at the head. I'll just give it like one curl, leave the tail out and just hold it for a few seconds, and then twist as I pull down. What I like to do though, so that all my curls don't like clump together, is do 1 or 2 towards my face. Not the ones right here by my face, but more by my ear. So like, let's say this piece right here. I will take this piece, and instead of curling it away from my face, I'll take the clamp and put it behind the hair and pull it forward. And then that way, when I'm all done and I'm tousling my hair, I don't end up with like one big clumpy curl. It kind of helps everything stay separated. And I really just continue this all the way around. And I will say, with my short hair, I feel like it takes so much less time to do my hair. Like, definitely less time to curl it or dry it. I mean, it takes like, literally I've timed it and it's like barely 5 minutes. And then maybe I'll take this one and do it forwards, just to have some, you know, like I said, going various ways. And then I'll do it all the way around on the back as well, but just for the sake of time, let me just do the next side. So basically same thing here. First curls always go, like the first 2 curls I always do away from my face. I'm curious, do y'all curl your hair every day? Usually what I'll do is if my hair is on day 1 of washing, I'll just leave it straight. I'll blow it out and leave it straight. And then on day 2, I'll curl it. Day 3, curl it. And then I'm usually washing it by day 4 if I can make it that long, which I do like to make it that long. We just got a pool, and it is a chlorine pool, and I'm wondering how that's gonna be with my hair. Like, am I gonna have to, you know, wash it more often? So this is the one I'm gonna put forward. I put the curling iron, the clamp behind my hair and curled it forward. And then just twist down. Let me do one more back here. And then we'll do the front pieces, which I feel like the bangs are always, oh, got some tangles, are always the most critical part. Like, they definitely help shape the look of your hairstyle. So that's really important. And I have double front calyx on my hair, so it's always challenging. But what I like to do is just part my hair wherever it kind of wants to part naturally, like so. And then usually I kind of start, I guess I really don't have a usual. Sometimes I start curling at the front, sometimes at the end. But let me just start with the front today to show you. So I take a piece about this wide. I'm gonna hold my curling iron straight up and down, and I'm gonna over direct my hair this way so that when I'm done, it kind of swoops more closer to my nose or eyes instead of way out this way. So here is what I mean. You can see I'm like, and I think I did it the wrong way. I did do it the wrong way. I'm looking in the mirror. Okay, take 2. Okay, this way. But I still over direct it to this direction. And that way when I am done curling, and I kind of pull it down because I want it to be more like this. And that way it lays nice and down. So I let this one cool as I continue around. So now we'll do the second one. Again, away from the face. Leaving out the tail because you don't want that part like too curly. And then pull down. This one got really curly, so this would be one that I would do with my flat iron to kind of straighten it. And then, and you can see I just kind of pick up the hair that I didn't get before. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Just giving it like 1 or 2 curls around, leaving out the tail, and then pulling down. So here's this side. And then let's do this side. So now I have this bang. So my hair is pretty much one length. I did have some bangs, but they've kind of grown out. I had a little bit of layering at the back. I'm probably due for a little haircut, but I kind of wanted it to grow to about my collarbone. So I haven't gotten a haircut just yet. I feel like the misconception with short hair is it's low maintenance, which is true as far as fixing it and styling it and drying it and all that. However, if you want to maintain a really short haircut, and if your hair grows in average, you know, length, like an average speed, I feel like I am having to go back more often for haircuts. So I'm trying to space them out a little bit. So here we go. And then just one more curl on the top. Like I said, I would typically do this all the way around, but just for time's sake, I'm just gonna giving a little cheat and just doing like the front and top and sides. I guess I can show you. Let me just show you how I would do one piece of the back. I just kind of pull like this. So you can kind of see how I'm in the back here. And I just put the curling iron like so. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite easy. Sort of like no-brainer. And see, I would just pull some more hair like this. Using the comb is gonna make your curls a lot better. But like I said, we're just at this point kind of roughing it in the back, just to kind of give you the all over look. So then what I'll do, I let my curls kind of settle for a little bit. Then, like I said, if I wanted to, I didn't heat up my flat iron, but I would go through and flat iron any pieces that I felt like were curling at the end. I like them to be nice and straight. And then what I'll do is I'll brush through them or comb through them. I'll sometimes use a tangle teaser, or I have a wide tooth comb, but they're still pretty warm, but I am gonna just kind of finger through them and then brush through so you can see. And they always look better like within a couple of hours. So like as opposed to straight away, but you can you can brush your curls all the way out, kind of get them nice and smooth. And then what I do is pull my bangs down and just sort of fluff everything with my fingers. I get it nice and piecey and separated. And then I'll go in with this is the dry shampoo. I go in with the texture spray, full volume and texture spray. And I like to spray it, kind of grab my hair like so, and spray it from the bottom sort of into the hair. And can you see like how much volume that gives you? Nice pieciness and volume. It also smells really good. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. And then also on the back. And then like I said, I had a hairdresser before that used to go like this to kind of make your bangs come in a little more, so that if you have a wider forehead and you don't want it to look so wide like me, that kind of helps frame your face a little bit better. So any of these like really curly pieces will settle, but again, you can use the straight iron if you wanted to get them nice and straight. But I'm fine with this. It will settle down, like I said. And this is just like a really effortless, beachy way to wear your hair. It also looks cute if you tuck a piece behind your ear. And it always looks better about like 2 hours later. And then tomorrow I can just go in with my dry shampoo, give it a few more curls where they need a little, oomph. And then we're like, have it all styled again. If I want to use hairspray to keep pieces in place, I'll use this Kenra volume spray. This one is a really strong hold, and you sometimes have to clean the nozzle where it gets like clogged a little bit. But I typically will just spray it right around my bangs so that my cowlicks stay down and flat. Let me just make sure I've got it all clear. Yeah, and then I'll just spray my bangs down. And then they'll stay like in place. So that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this little get ready with me, maybe found some new makeup products to try. Maybe it helped you with your hair curling if you're trying to get into that groove. Be sure to join me tomorrow. We're gonna be doing all Amazon accessories, so hit the follow button before you go. And if you have notifications, you'll get notified when I go live in the future. Y'all have a